The $5,000 used car market is a death trap. Desperate buyers are getting destroyed daily, overpaying for vehicles that won't survive their first winter. But 3 specific cars are different. Ugly badges nobody wants, boring styling everyone ignores, bulletproof engineering that refuses to die, priced under $5,000 because the market is too stupid to recognize value. Today, I'm exposing the 3 survivors mechanics buy within limited budget and why you have to stop gambling on shiny garbage. Number 3, the Pontiac Vibe. 2003 to 2008, we start our countdown with the ultimate glitch in the automotive matrix. The Pontiac Vibe is the absolute smartest used car purchase in America right now. The mainstream market completely ignores this vehicle purely because it wears a Pontiac badge. General Motors killed the Pontiac brand over a decade ago, and everyday consumers are terrified of buying a car from a dead brand, incorrectly assuming that parts will be impossible to find. This irrational fear drives the resale value into the dirt. But here is the magnificent secret. It is not a Pontiac. It is a Toyota Matrix wearing a cheap plastic disguise. It was built in a joint venture factory in California, and if you pop the hood, every single mechanical component has Toyota stamped right into the solid metal. You are getting legendary Japanese reliability for a heavily discounted American price. Subscribe for more cheap and reliable cars. Never buy the wrong car again. And the engine under the hood is the legendary 1ZG Zephyr 1.8-liter Toyota 4-cylinder. This is the exact same engine used in the indestructible Toyota Corolla. It is an absolute workhorse. Because it is so ruggedly robust, the acceptable mileage for purchasing a used Vibe is surprisingly high. You can confidently buy one with up to 250,000 miles, provided the previous owner actually changed the oil. These engines simply refuse to die when properly lubricated. When you go to look at a Pontiac Vibe, you must perform 5 specific inspection checks to ensure you are not buying a neglected headache. First, you must inspect the rear hatch glass struts. The glass opens separately from the main hatch, and the hydraulic struts always blow out, meaning the heavy glass will slam down directly onto your head while you are loading groceries. Second, you must pull the oil dipstick and interrogate the owner about oil consumption. The 2003 and 2004 model years had poorly designed piston rings that caused them to burn massive amounts of oil as they aged, so you want to ensure the dipstick is full and the exhaust does not blow blue smoke. Third, when starting the engine completely cold, listen very closely to the passenger side of the engine block. If you hear a loud metallic rattling noise that sounds like a spray paint can shaking for 3 seconds before smoothing out, the timing chain tensioner is actively failing and must be replaced immediately. Fourth, get down on your hands and knees and heavily inspect the rear wheel arches and the rear subframe for structural rust. Because these were cheap utility cars, they were often driven through brutal salt and snow without ever being washed, and the subframes can rot completely through. Fifth, look directly at the digital odometer on the dashboard. In a hilarious engineering oversight, the digital odometer on the first-generation Vibe permanently stops counting at exactly 299,999 miles. If you see that exact number, you must assume the car actually has 400,000 miles or more. The most critical cheap fix you must perform on this car prevents a terrifying stalling issue. The factory intake manifold gasket was made from a black rubber compound that hardens and shrinks in cold weather. This creates a massive vacuum leak, causing the engine to aggressively shudder and stall when you are sitting at a red light in the dead of winter. You can buy the redesigned, upgraded orange silicone gasket for a mere $20. It takes 30 minutes to install with basic hand tools, and it permanently solves the problem, making the car run like brand new. I have a close friend who used a 2005 Pontiac Vibe for a grueling medical courier route. He drove that car 12 hours a day, loaded to the roof with heavy boxes of supplies. He treated it with absolute disrespect, curbing the wheels and constantly delaying maintenance. By the time he finally retired it, it had 340,000 miles on the original engine and transmission. The interior looked like a war zone, but the powertrain was flawless. You can find these incredible survivors listed on major automotive sites for anywhere between $2,500 and $5,900. The Vibe is a spectacular compact hatchback, but what if you need a massive floating couch of a sedan? Our number 2 car is the ultimate grandpa vehicle, featuring a legendary V6 engine that will easily outlast the transmission, the suspension, and probably the driver. Number 2. The Buick LeSabre, 2000 to 2005. If you want the absolute most comfortable ride for your $5,000 budget, you must swallow your pride and buy a Buick LeSabre. This is the quintessential grandpa car. The market completely shuns this vehicle because the styling is incredibly blobby, anonymous, and hopelessly outdated. Nobody under the age of 60 aspires to own a beige Buick. It has absolutely zero cool factor, but that complete lack of curb appeal means you can buy a meticulously maintained luxury barge for literal pennies. The sheer brilliance of this car lies under the expansive hood. It is powered by the General Motors 3800 Series 2 V6 engine, Wards. Auto named this cast-iron pushrod masterpiece one of the best engines of the entire 20th century. It generates immense low-end torque, meaning the engine never has to rev high or work hard to move the heavy car. It simply glides down the highway. The acceptable mileage for buying a used LeSabre is up to 200,000 miles. The engine itself will easily go 500,000 miles, but you want to find one under 200,000 to ensure the 4-speed automatic transmission still has plenty of life left in its clutch packs. Your pre-purchase inspection on a Buick LeSabre must be incredibly thorough regarding the cooling system and the interior electronics. First, you must rigorously inspect the upper and lower intake manifold gaskets. General Motors originally used plastic gaskets that severely degraded when exposed to Dex-Cool engine coolant. This caused internal coolant leaks that mixed water directly into the engine oil, turning it into a destructive chocolate milkshake that could hydrolock and completely destroy the engine. You must unscrew the oil cap and ensure the oil is clean and demand proof that the gaskets were upgraded to the metal frame versions. Second, you must check the power window regulators. General Motors used cheap plastic clips to hold the heavy glass windows on the tracks. These clips snap constantly, causing the window glass to fall completely down inside the door panel. Roll every single window up and down several times. Third, open the hood and inspect the coolant overflow tank. If the fluid inside looks like thick brown mud instead of bright orange or green liquid, the cooling system has been completely neglected and the Dex-Cool has coagulated, which will clog the radiator and overheat the engine. Fourth, test the front engine mount by putting your foot firmly on the brake pedal and shifting the transmission aggressively from reverse to drive several times. If you hear a loud, violent clunking sound, the front hydraulic engine mount has torn completely in half. Fifth, crouch down and heavily inspect the rocker panels beneath the doors. The LeSabre features thick plastic body cladding along the bottom of the doors that traps moisture and road salt perfectly. This cladding expertly hides massive structural rust, so you must press firmly on the plastic to see if the metal underneath feels soft or crunches. The ultimate cheap fix that prevents total engine failure involves 2 tiny pieces of plastic. The engine uses 2 plastic coolant elbows to route hot coolant into the belt tensioner assembly. These plastic elbows become incredibly brittle from the intense engine heat and suddenly snap in half, instantly dumping every single drop of your engine coolant onto the highway. You must proactively spend $13 to buy the upgraded aftermarket aluminum coolant elbows. Replacing them is simple and it permanently bulletproofs the cooling system. You can frequently find these luxurious tanks owned by elderly drivers for $2,000 to $5,500. Have you ever owned an unkillable American V6? Click that like button right now and share your highest mileage record in the comments section below so we can prove how tough these cars really are. The Buick is a massive highway cruiser, but what if you live in a dense, crowded city? What if you need a car that you can park in microscopic spaces, but still need enough cargo room to transport a bicycle or a television? Our number 1 car is a Japanese marvel of interior packaging that thrives on high RPM abuse. Number 1, the Honda Fit first and second generation. 2007 to 2013, we reached the top of our countdown with a car that genuinely feels like driving a hyperactive go-kart. The Honda Fit is frequently ignored by mainstream buyers because it is incredibly tiny. The cabin is remarkably loud on the highway and the ride quality is undeniably stiff. It feels like a fragile tin can when you're driving next to massive commercial trucks. However, the engineering behind this subcompact hatchback is absolutely brilliant. Honda placed the fuel tank directly under the front seats instead of the rear. which allowed them to design the famous magic seats in the back. The rear seats fold completely flat into the floor, creating a cavernous cargo area that strongly rivals some compact sport utility vehicles. It is the ultimate urban utility vehicle. Your inspection of a used Honda Fit must focus heavily on water intrusion and preventative maintenance. First, you must open the rear hatch, lift the cargo floor carpet, and look directly inside the spare tire wheel well. These cars are infamous for developing microscopic cracks in the roof seam sealer near the hatch hinges. Water flows heavily through these cracks and pools in the spare tire well, creating inches of standing water and a terrible mold problem. If you see rust or smell mildew in the trunk, walk away instantly. Second, take the car for a thorough test drive and pay strict attention to the automatic transmission during the shift from first to second gear. If the transmission fluid was never changed, the clutch packs can shudder noticeably. Third, inspect the air conditioning condenser located down low behind the front bumper grille. Honda left this condenser completely exposed to incoming road debris. A tiny pebble kicked up by a truck on the highway can easily pierce the delicate fins, completely destroying your cold air conditioning. Fourth, open the hood and listen to the engine idle. The Honda Fit uses solid mechanical valve lifters that require manual adjustment. If the engine clicks loudly like a vintage sewing machine, the valve clearances are severely out of specification and must be adjusted immediately to prevent burning an exhaust valve. Fifth, carefully inspect the clear coat paint on the roof, the hood, and the tops of the doors. Honda paint from this era is notorious for failing prematurely, peeling away in large white flakes and leaving the car looking like it has a severe sunburn. While purely cosmetic, it severely hurts the resale value. The most critical cheap fix for the Honda Fit involves the ignition system. The factory ignition coil packs are a known weak point. When they begin to degrade, the engine will stutter, hesitate, and misfire under light acceleration. Many uneducated mechanics will incorrectly misdiagnose this stuttering as a failing automatic transmission, quoting thousands of dollars for a total rebuild. In reality, you simply need to replace the 4 coil packs. You can buy a high-quality aftermarket set for $100, and replacing them takes 10 minutes with a single socket wrench, completely curing the hesitation. You can easily find these practical hatchbacks on the used market for $4,000 to $9,900. Do you prefer the massive space of a Buick or the nimble handling of a Honda Fit? Let your voice be heard in the comments below. We have revealed the top 3 survivors, but your journey is not over yet. You must protect yourself from the scammers. Coming up is the strict rules set, detailing exactly what you must walk away from instantly. The strict rules set what to walk away from instantly. When you are shopping in the $5,000 price bracket, you are hunting in incredibly dangerous territory. You absolutely cannot afford to make emotional decisions. You must adhere to a strict, uncompromising set of rules to aggressively protect yourself from total financial ruin. If a vehicle violates any of these rules, you must walk away instantly, no matter how suspiciously cheap the price is. First, if the vehicle title says salvage, rebuilt, or branded, you must hand the keys back and leave. Major insurance companies will often refuse to provide full coverage on a rebuilt title, and you have absolutely no idea how poorly the severe structural frame damage was repaired. A severely bent frame will aggressively eat tires and ruin your alignment forever. Second, you must pull the transmission dipstick. Wipe the fluid directly on a clean white paper towel. If the fluid smells strongly like burnt toast, or if it is pitch black with metallic glitter sparkling in the sunlight, the transmission is actively dying. You simply cannot afford a $2,000 transmission rebuild on a $5,000 car. Third, if you look underneath the vehicle and see fresh, wet, shiny, black rubberized undercoating sprayed heavily over the frame rails, the seller is actively hiding severe rust. Use a heavy screwdriver to poke the frame. If it crunches or your tool pushes right through the metal, run away immediately. The budget car market is brutal, but armed with this knowledge, you will find a reliable survivor. Click on the next video to continue your search for the cheapest and most reliable car.